see you muted, but I see you there.
Am I on the panel now?
Yes, you are.
What up? How's it going?
Oh,
And you
good.
hyped me up way too much. I'm not that cool. I was like, I'm not that cool.
Was it? No, you are cooler than that.
What's up, everybody? How we doing? All right, George, how we doing this, man?
All good. So, first, please tell us, because, I want to understand. I've always had this question. I just never asked. But, I know a little bit about your story, and I know a lot of them don't, so I'm going to let you tell it. But I also want to know within that story, how do you go elite? Because, at 20-something, or maybe even before that you went elite. How?
How did I go elite?
Yeah, how do you come up with the resourcefulness to go elite? That is a huge question that I've always had, because 30-something-year-old me struggled to go elite.
Right, 100%. And I guess I could just start from the beginning. So, and the question was, how did I find a way to go elite, right? And my story a little bit?
Yeah, yes, please.
Okay. So I started all the way back in 2017, and I'm just curious, who doesn't know who I am, or you've never heard of me, you don't know me, you've never heard me talk, or anything like that? I'm just curious. Give me a 1 in the chat. Give me a 1 just so I know, and give me a 2 if you do know who I am, just so I can gauge the room. Because I have no idea who knows me and who does. Okay, majority of people here don't know who I am, which is perfect, fantastic. Actually, never mind. I see a bunch of 2s coming in now. Okay, so for those of you that don't know who I am, my name is Jonathan Santillan. I live in Colorado Springs. Lived here my whole life. I've gone to a ton of other places, but I just can't seem to leave the mountains, man. I love the mountains. I've been to Mexico too. Both of my parents are born and raised in Mexico. Love Mexico. But something about Colorado Springs, man, it's just fantastic. And like I said, my journey started back in 2017. So in 2017, I was on a mission to build a business, which was a clothing business at the time. You probably don't even know this, George. I was building a clothing business, and I got an iPad where I wanted to design shirts. So I got this dude. I hit this dude up on Facebook Marketplace. If you guys, you can find some good stuff on Facebook Marketplace if you're really looking. And I found what was it? I think it was like an iPad Air, something like that. I found an iPad Air. I got it, and eventually on my way back after I paid the dude, I got into a car accident, and I was hit on I was turning left on an intersection, got hit, spun about 5 times till I hit a light pole, dangling out the passenger side door with $30,000 in debt to my name after the accident. It left me mentally, physically, financially, spiritually destroyed in every single way you can possibly think of. And remember, that happened to me when I was pretty young. I was about, I think, 18 years old. So this was about, 5 years ago? So at 18, I guess you can say I had to grow up pretty quick. I had to swallow the tough pill and say, hey, I got put in this hole. I had no control over the accident, but I do have control over how I can respond. So I tried a bunch of different things, and I don't know if some of you have tried like drop shipping, looked at Amazon FBA, looked at obviously affiliate marketing, but there were so many different opportunities back in the day that I wanted to do, but for some reason none of them clicked. So I told myself, oh, why don't I try affiliate marketing? And then I eventually found Kiala, went through his process, and then boom, I eventually joined one of the calls, one of the webinars he was doing back in the day, and guess what? I purchased. Does anybody remember kind of jumping on one of Kiala's webinars and then buying a $99 product as a tripwire? Give me a 1 if that's been you, because that was definitely me. I bought that little offer, because for me, I'm like, without a doubt, I'm all in. I I almost bought twice because I wanted my thing to load and it wasn't loading. Before Full Stack, there was a different company, but now Full Stack is even better. And yes, I joined, and then from there, here's my first obstacle. It was, okay, I bought this first program, and now I need to figure out how to get more training, because I love what I'm doing. I just need to know how to do it better, right? Because I know how to do it, but I need to know how to do it better. So 18 years old, found a $99 product, purchased it, and then I eventually went to go seek another course out that costed $2,000. So I had to call up my friend Lakota, because I didn't have a car. I didn't even have a car. So I called Lakota, and I told her, hey, and this is a dude talking to a girl. And like, yo, and no offense, but like, Lakota's working, she's busy. She's also a manager for the gym I worked at. I'm like, Lakota, can you take me to the bank? I'm about to drop some bands on this course. I'm about to spend some money on a course. And she's like, okay. So she picks me up. I deposit $2,000 into my checking account. I purchased this course. From there, eventually, I decided, hey, Full Stack, that company Full Stack, they had this program called the Elite Program, right? And what ended up happening was I didn't know how much it costed at the time. And of course, it was like 10, 15K, somewhere around that price point. And here's the resourceful part, right? Because I went to an event called Awaken back in the day, in 2018. So it took me about again, I was young, so I was working and everything. So in 2017, I would say maybe January of 2018 was when I started. But until somewhere in the summer of 2018, I took everything serious and went elite. So it took me a long time because I was so busy. But here's the best part is I was able to make it happen at 19 years old. I found a way to get $10,000. And then people are probably asking, how did you do it? Well, I did it the best way you probably could. People overcomplicate it. I told myself, well, what are my options? I said, I can pull out a business line, business credit line. I could go get some credit cards. I can sign up for a credit card. That's fine. I can pull out a personal credit card. I can go out there and scour the internet and find what I want to find, and then boom, I'm good to go. And I don't see why people make it so difficult, right? Because I was making it very difficult. I was like, I can't do this. I can't get it done. But don't worry, I ended up finding a way. I asked my dad. I said, hey, can I borrow some money? I also was looking for credit cards. So in accumulation out of credit card services and my father together, I put it, and then I was able to come up with the amount. That's plainly it. That was plainly it.
Nice. So everywhere, that was a big doubt because I know that 30-something-year-old me struggled through that same, overcomplicating stuff.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And yeah, it also took me a really long time to go elite, like a year and a half. Although I always blame that on, the currency exchange pesos to dollars.
Oh, dude, and that must have been tough.
But still, it was more my own excuses, my own mental blocks than anything else.
Right.
Yeah, I gotta learn from 18-year-old you that just stops overcomplicating stuff.
Yeah, man. And I'll share something else too. Like for me, I'm a big person into the credit card world. At 23, and I say my age because I feel like I've lived for so long. But even then, I always listen to people that have more experience. I'm a very humble dude, and I'm very wise for my age because I say that because I know when I have to lead and when I have to follow. I have no problem being a knight in somebody's mission. Like if Elon Musk was to tell me, hey, do you want to come work with me? I'm gonna work for Elon. I'm like, hey, let's go build a rocket. Let's go to Mars. I got no problem working for somebody and then leading my company. I can play both roles. And I remember when I was in that position to go elite, I said, man, well, I know it's going to benefit me in the long run. And guess what? By going elite and then pulling out credit card installments and different things like this, you probably won't believe this, but at 23, I have over $50,000 worth of credit lines. At 23, over $50,000, and I'm actually on track to when I pull out personal business credit, I'll have over $100,000 worth of credit for my business, which is insane. And that's all because of Elite, just as a byproduct. Can you believe that?
It is amazing how it ramifies into so many different aspects of your life. It's just, it's something I always tell my affiliate students, the ones in the weekly tutoring that I have. Like, to achieve your goal, you have to transform into the kind of person who can achieve that goal. So that transformation goes everywhere in your life. It's not just getting skills for a business. It's everywhere.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is a great example.
And George, how much time do I have on here?
We could take some 5 more minutes.
5 more minutes? Okay. I was just curious. I was just asking because I'm a big proponent I'm very empathetic and sympathetic. If you guys don't know the difference between those two words, I don't have time to explain. All right, sympathetic, empathetic. I'm both of those people. I can relate to those two things. And I remember what it was like right from the beginning. Like some days I'll sit down and I'll think like, holy crap, how was it that at one point I was literally still at my mom's house. My office was tiny. I now have an office, and I live with my mom, and now I'm sitting in like a 6-bedroom home. How did I get here? Like, how did I get here? And I think like, damn, I've been through some stuff. I've been through some stuff. And I told myself, if you want it bad enough, you'll find a way. You will, and that's the beauty in it. Is because people think, oh, I'm struggling, I can't do it. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. With 100%, you can definitely do it. The issue that I had to kind of overcome, I would say, my number one obstacle was my mindset. I would tell myself that I couldn't do it, and then wouldn't you know, I couldn't do it. I told myself every single reason why I wouldn't have success, and then I didn't have success. Right? So everything that I was telling myself, it would eventually come into reality. Until I started telling myself, I am a 5-figure entrepreneur, I am a 6-figure marketer, I am this, this, and this. Then it came to fruition. Because I remember, even George will know this, like I started finding ways to close sales, not just with paid advertising and organically, without running ads. So I would do both. I would run affiliate sales through Facebook ads, and then I would do it with organic traffic on Facebook, on Instagram. I even used Snapchat, and what else did I use? I used something else back in the day, but it's not as popular anymore. But if you find a way, if you really dig and inspire yourself to find a way, you will find a way. I promise you. Just keep telling yourself that.
And habit-wise, your habits, I think that's like a major thing that we all have to overcome. So habit-wise, which habits have you cultivated that have helped you the most?
Man, maybe that's been my edge, because that's one of the businesses that I had ended up starting, which was a personal development company specifically on habits, right? So I think that's one thing that really helped me. Ironically, I told myself the number one habit that I created, and this might blow your guys' mind, I don't set goals ever. I don't set any goals. And some of you are thinking like, what does that mean? Here's the issue is, if I set a goal to go clean my room, I can muster up energy, focus, motivation. I can do everything I want to go clean my room, and then guess what? I clean it, I feel good, right? Because I accomplished my goal. Congratulations. And then 2 months later, it's a mess again. Or 2 days later, it's a mess again. So my goal was to clean the room, but why is it still dirty? I rather create systems. Instead of goals, I create systems. I tell myself, how can I keep my house clean?